If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, Christine McIver.
That's right. That's me. Welcome, my friends. I'm very happy to have you here. I am excited about tonight's show, just as much for me as I am excited about it for you. I have been so focusing and on a big project that I'm risking. And the whole time that I have been creating this huge project, this show has been speaking to me. You know, there's never a coincidence. These things happen all of the time. And I am so pumped to share this with you. Thank you for being here. I am Christine McIver. I am the host of the Inspired Choices show, hosted on the Inspired Choices Network. Yep, that's my playground as well. The Inspired Choices Network is one of my creations, and it's one of the biggest things that I ever risked was creating that. Welcome everyone who's here with us tonight, and anybody that's watching from Facebook, I'm glad that you are watching. And if you would like to connect in person live, if you would like to ask a question live, you can do so. Just come on over to inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Click on the chat room and come on in. This is our playground throughout our shows. So tonight we are going to be talking about something that is really challenging, but very difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's difficult to risk, and sometimes it's not going great. Now, what we have to do is we have to just go with it. So I know that right now we're having a little technical challenge. So if you are trying to listen live, you're probably not doing that. So I am just going to speak to my producer right at the moment, and I'm just going to let her know that she should just refresh that program that you were referring to, and let's see what else can possibly happen. You know what? It's so fun. For me, it's really super fun. For a lot of people, it's not fun to really have things be challenging and to have to risk it all. But you know what? When you are willing to jump forward, when you are willing to have things be amazing, sometimes things are going to be crazy, and sometimes things are not going to go your way. But what if risking it all could actually give you more than you've ever possibly imagined? Would you be willing to risk more so that you can actually have more? Just a moment. One second, my friends. You know, this is what you get with live TV, live shows, is you get sometimes that we have to just take a step and then go forward. All right, so let's get into tonight's show because I am super stoked about it. We're talking about stepping all and risking it all. And I am super stoked to talk about this because stepping up is something we all desire to do. If you're someone who is creating, especially creating a business, we desire to step up. But then what happens? We get into that step up desire, and then guess what gets in the way? Our minds, all of our past experiences, all of the thoughts about everybody else and the worries, all of that starts to get into our mind, and we don't risk it all. We actually start to pull back, and we start to buy into all of the lies and all of the craziness around why we shouldn't, or why we should wait, or, that's good enough. You know what? That's not going to get you where you want to go. If you have big desires and you have big dreams, you've got to be willing to risk it all. In the space of risking it all, you're still safe. So I'm going to explain all of that tonight. So Let's first of all talk about the word risk. Okay, because this is the trigger that pulls people back. The word risk, the online etymology, the original definition of the word risk is hazard, danger, exposure to mischance or harm. Now, isn't that very cool? Risk is exposure to mischance. How friggin' cool is that? What if you focused on the exposure to mischance and not on the hazard, right? Risk, to take a risk is honestly to expose yourself to a mischance. But what if risking could also have you lean into something new, something that will actually contribute to where you are today? So many people believe that risk is about danger, that they believe that if they're risking something, they're going to go into danger, they're going to come into harm. Why do we think that? Why do we think that? Let's go back to the original human, right? The original human had built into it a way to keep it safe. You guys have heard this a billion times, but it's important to put it here. We've got this built into us, this mindset that we always have to be on the lookout. We always have to be looking for, the grizzly bear. We always have to be in that space of being cautious. I got one thing to ask you. Where the hell has cautious got you to? Where is cautious in your world ever brought you to your dreams? Cautious does not bring you to your dreams. And I'm not talking about risking it all and not doing it without conscious choice. I'm talking about letting go of the lie that risking it all means that you are going to die. Risking it all means that you are going to lose it all. No. Risking it all means you are actually going to stop using your brain and you're going to step into the energy of who you truly be. You are going to start to show up. You are going to push yourself to the edge so that you will show up. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever risked it all? Was there ever a time where you felt like you risked something, that you were feeling apprehensive, but you just did it? Well, listen, I have a perfect example of when I did that. And it's so funny. I've been having a conversation with myself about this, and I'm going to call myself out right here, right now, because this is nothing's a coincidence. Everything is serendipitous. Everything comes forward when it's going to create and contribute. So the one time that I risked it all, let me give you the little backstory. So my eldest, who is my son, he wanted to go skydiving, and he was doing this with his 3 of his friends. And he called me, and he called me to tell me about it. And that was always one of the things that was on my I must do before I leave this body thing. Okay. It was definitely on my bucket list, but I want to say it was on my absolutely, I can't wait list. So when he called me and he said that, the instantaneous experience within me was so excited. And I said, oh my gosh, I want to do it too. And he's like, okay. And he was kind of surprised. And then my brain got into the game, and my brain said, wait a minute. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? And all of that bullshit chatter started up in my head, and it started me questioning it. It started me questioning it from a space of, well, am I sure? And, and all that energy. It wasn't a real dire concern of like, well, is this something that is really without risk of death? And it wasn't that. It was just this back and forth. It was really noise in my head. So he said, well, whatever you choose, he said, we are we need you to drive us to the place. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going at least to watch. So as I'm driving them to the drop-off spot, or the flight spot, all the way there, and it was a bit of a drive, my son kept saying to me, you're going to do this, Mom. You're going to jump. You're going to jump. And I'm like, okay, just leave me alone. And then I was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then when we were there and it came time to actually saying yes, I said yes. I didn't really get into thinking about it. I said yes. And then I put it out of my mind and followed through with what we had to do in preparing and so on and so forth. And we went up on the plane, and I'm not saying that I wasn't nervous as hell. I was nervous as hell. I was. And I was questioning myself. And I got up there and I'm watching him jump out of the plane first. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm letting my son jump out of a plane. And then it was like, but you have to go. It's your turn next. So I did. I did it. I jumped out of the plane and I was scared to death. And it was the most miraculous thing I have ever done. It is the most invigorating. It lit up everything inside of me. I was safe. I took all of the precautions. There was nothing that could possibly go wrong. Of course, there's always something that could go wrong. But if you live your life in the safe lane, dude, you're never going to get to that place of having it all. How can you have a great story like this if you don't risk it all? Karen, my friend who's in the chat room, just says, I love this story. I do too, because it reminds me of me. It reminds me that there is a part of me that wants to jump, that wants to take that big step. That's the true me. That is who I came here to be. I didn't come here to play small. And neither did you, even if you think you did. You have, if you have, and I'm going to tell you how you know that you didn't come here to play small. If you have desires that are unfulfilled and feel out of reach, you didn't come here to play small, and yet you are. Let me say that again. If you have desires that are bigger than what you're experiencing now, and they feel out of reach, that's how you know you didn't come here to play small, and yet you are. You are playing small. Smarten up. Smarten up. You know what? I believe in reincarnation. I know I've been in body a million other times and I'm going to be yet again. But you know what? This lifetime, I've only got now. I've only got this lifetime. In this moment, I only have this lifetime. And you know what? I want to live it all. I want to risk more so I can receive more, so that I can play more, that I can say, you know what? I left nothing undone. I did it all. At the end of my life, when it's time for me to say, I'm out, I want to know that I gave it my all. Why do we give it all in tiny little areas, but we're not willing to truly step in and give it all where it matters, in the creations, in our creations, not in other people's creations, not working for other people, but in our own businesses? Why? Why? Well, the reason is very simple. Because you keep buying lies that you've sold yourself, and you keep reselling those lies to yourself again and again and again. And enough is enough. Get over this shit. It's time to let it go. It's time to know that you came here into body knowing that, number one, you had choice. You chose to come. Number two, you've mapped out what you came here to grow through and grow into. And number three, you knew you'd be safe. No matter what, you're safe. And this is going to probably trigger a whack of people. But even if you die, you're safe because you're never really dead. You're just going in and out of different vehicles, i.e. different bodies. Come on, my friends. Live it all. If you came here to contribute huge to people, if you came here to be something that really contributes to this world growing forward, You've got to step up with your full self. It's on you. It's completely on you, and it's 100% doable. All right, we are up to our first break of the show. I definitely have to take a breath. I hope you're taking a breath, and I hope that you are enjoying what you were hearing tonight, because my friends, this is all about stepping up. I'm stepping up, and I'm challenging you to step up. You're listening to Inspired Choices with your host, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. Stay tuned, because we got lots more to share with you after this break.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh boy. Wow. If you are just joining us, you are in for a big show. We are really bringing it tonight. We're talking all about stepping up and risking it all. In the first segment, we talked about, would you be willing to risk more so that you can have more? Do you have bigger desires? Are you willing to have more? You know, being in your own business is not for the faint of heart. There is work involved. There is challenges involved. Some days you might find me on the floor in the fetal position. Other days you might find me head down just giving her, and anywhere in between those two. But you know what? No matter what, I'm committed to me, and I'm committed to what I am creating. I love being in business, and I love all of the evolution that I have gone through, all of the challenges and all of the growth, because every single step has created me to be more of who I truly be, of who I came here to be, no matter what. When you can say that you love what you do, even through the challenges, you know your ass is in the right place. Let's do this, my friends. Let's continue to lean in more and more. If you have big dreams, and you have big dreams, you have to risk it all. You have to be willing to. If you are not risking it all and you're wishing on a prayer, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself that maybe, hopefully, one day it will come. You know what? There's all sorts of tools out there. There's all sorts of people and different programs and all sorts of belief systems that can contribute to you. And I believe in so many of them, but that does not mean that it's not initially up to me to step up and to be all of me. If you are not challenging yourself to be more today than you were yesterday, then you're sitting on your laurels. If you are not willing to look and do a proper evaluation of where you were last week, last month, last year, and be willing to put in stretch goals, be willing to step in more and more and more in the face of being scared, in the face of feeling like you're risking it, then you're playing small. If you are playing small, what's the outcomes going to be? They're going to be small, but those outcomes, those small outcomes are going to be wrapped up in regret. They're going to be wrapped up possibly in shame. They're going to be wrapped up in disappointment. They might also be wrapped up in a lot of bills. They might also be wrapped up in a lot of anger. And you take all of that into your body. Why? Why not push all of that outside of you and choose you and choose to make the biggest leap you've ever made before and bet on you? I'm betting on you. I know that when you're willing to risk it all, even if you fall, you're going to learn something. You are always going to learn something every single solitary time. Your creation is not by chance. It's a miracle that you are in a body. And if you don't already know that, please go Google that. It's just the most amazing thing to read around what it takes for a human to actually come to fruition. It's absolutely outstanding. It is 100% a miracle that you're even here. Well, if you can actually get here and be a miracle and all the bits are in the right places and everything's functioning, why are you not willing to know, to count on that you came here as a miracle to be a miracle in the world? What you are doing in this world, what you came here to do is to experience and contribute. Experience and contribute in that order. Now, there are a lot of people out there, and I was born and raised Catholic. I'm not a bitter Catholic. It's not something I practice anymore. I am definitely spiritual. I believe in a higher power. I believe in the universe. I believe in all of this. And knowing that there is a higher power, knowing that I'm connected to that higher power, I am that higher power. And I know that I came here to be all of it, to be whatever it is so that I could contribute. Why do you think you came here? Why do you think you came into body? Do you just think your parents just had sex and that's what it is? No, absolutely 100% not. You came here with intent. You came here with intent. And if it takes a miracle to get you here, don't you think it's time for you to step up and risk more than you've ever risked before? You didn't come here to play small. You didn't. If you came here to play small, you would have came here as an ant. Like, hello? I mean, they contribute, right? All of them contribute. Bees contribute. Trees contribute. Why did you come as a human who could do bigger things than one ant by itself? Now, don't get me wrong. I think every creation in the world contributes and is a miracle. But my friend, you were blessed to come into a human body that actually had a brain. Now, do you really use it? Or are you just on autopilot, buying all your patheticness? Are you buying your scaredness? Are you buying your, oh, I'm a victimness? Are you buying like, I just got to get along to get along? What are you doing? Okay, that's a funny comment. Karen says, I could lift more in the gym as an ant. Okay, I don't know that one. But listen, why did you come here? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Have you ever actually leaned in and looked at this as a bigger miracle than you just showed up like all these other humans on the planet? Every single one of us chose to come, and every single one of us are a miracle. So if you chose to come and you're a miracle, what do you think you're here for? You're here to experience and contribute. I want you to really get that. There are a lot of spiritual people in the world. There are so many, and I might get some hate mail on this one, but so many spiritual people, I hear them and I see them constantly saying, I just want to help people. I just want to help people. I'm here to help people. I want to throw up when I hear this. I Lord have mercy. It just makes me crazy when I read that. It is, first of all, a pathetic, like, I'm being a good girl, giving to everybody else bullshit. And at the same time, what you are saying when you're doing that, and it's the energy behind it. Not everybody has this same energy behind it, but many, many do. It's the energy of, like, that makes me important because I care about other people. Bullshit. It does not make you important because you care about other people. What makes you important is that you show up and you be you. What makes you important is that you follow through on what you came here to follow through on. And if you don't know, and you need to learn about what your purpose is in life, go check out Beth Davis, Align to Your Design. Send me an email, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. I'll connect you up. That woman will get you tuned in and turned on to what your purpose is. I'm not getting into that tonight. Maybe we'll have Beth on a show one night. We'll talk about it. But listen, if you came here and you're playing small and you're saying this, oh, I want to help people. I want to help people. You're actually not following through, and you're being an arrogant person in believing that somebody else needs your help. Excuse me? We all need to step up. Now, there is a difference between helping somebody and contributing to somebody. Abso-friggin-lutely, contributing to people is a beautiful thing. When you're contributing to someone, you're helping them. You're giving them your hand, and you're saying, I'm here. I'm here. I'm right beside you. I will walk with you on this part where you're bumping along. It's not to say I'm going to save you. All right? Stop saying you're helping people. Please change that. Please change that to, oh, I love it. Don't you love it when people are connecting with you and they're wanting to message you? Oh my gosh, it happens to me all the time during my show. What I really want you to do is I want you to start looking at contributing to other people. I want you to start looking at really being a contribution in the world by you being you. Remember, you came here to experience and contribute. The first one is experience. You came here to be part of the experience of your life. That means you first every time. You need to step into being more of you and experience more. When you are experiencing more, when you are really stepping into being more, you know what? You'll have more to contribute to others. When you go through an experience, you can be a leader when they are having a challenge. If you're not stepping up and being more of you, how can you be more of a leader to those around you? How? It's not possible. If you're playing small, nobody's even going to know what you're doing. Nobody's even going to see you. Right? You might have 2 or 3 people that are, right there loving you and all the rest of it. That's great. But you came here to be a bigger part of the creations, and you came here to experience more. It's your responsibility as one of the souls that came into a body. You got the miracle, my friend. You got the miracle. It's your responsibility to use it to the absolute best you possibly can. It's time for you to step up and risk it all. We're going to go to break. When we come back from break, I've got some more things that I want to share with you. And I really want to show you how you can step up, how you can risk it all and have pleasure along the way. So you are listening to Christine McIver on the Inspired Choices show on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back after this commercial. Don't go away.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh boy, I am on fire tonight, just like everybody is saying in the chat room. I feel it. I've been feeling this amazing energy just rising in me. And one of the big reasons that I've been feeling this, and this is, we're talking tonight about step up and risk it all. One of the big reasons that I've been feeling this so much is because I've really been demanding that I be the change in my life, that I keep looking at, okay, this is on you. Where are you not doing something? Where are you showing up? Where are you not showing up? Where are you playing small? Where are you buying into this? You're pathetic. Where are you buying into your victim? What are you doing? What are the words that you're saying? Pay attention. I have been doing this over and over and over again, and I've really been holding myself accountable. Now, I have had years of doing this. I have had years of being held accountable. I work with coaches all of the time. And if you're not working with a coach, that can be one of the biggest reasons why you are not stepping up in your life and you are not risking it all. You see, one of the hardest things we as humans can do is to try to hold ourselves accountable, because we buy into that bullshit so much. We buy into the pathetic, we buy into the victim, we let ourselves off the hook over and over and over again. Oh, I can do that tomorrow. Oh, I don't need, maybe I can, excuses after excuses after excuses. Or we buy this whole, I don't know if anybody that's on the line remembers the program that I did, Bust Doubt Out. We buy into all of those messages of doubt that we can't do it. We buy into all of that constant going on and on and on. And this doubt that keeps controlling us. You have got to challenge yourself. And if this is a new thing for you, and if you're not getting the results or you're not sure, hire a coach. Hire someone who is going to hold you gently in their hands while kicking you in the ass. Can you imagine? You're holding somebody gently and then they're kicking you in the ass. That is one of the best coaches out there. You know what? I tell all of my clients, if I'm doing my job, you're going to want to tell me to fuck off. If I'm doing my job, sometimes you're going to want to leave. If I am doing my job, you're going to be ticked at me. And I don't care, because I'm committed to stepping up. I am committed to risking, and I am committed to what you desire. If you desire to step up into more, hire a coach. That's the first and best thing that you can possibly do for yourself. They're going to start to show you the words that you are using. They're going to start to show you the energies of where you're buying into your less than. They're going to show you where you can lean in and be more of a risk taker and step up even more. They're going to challenge you. And if they're not challenging you, hire a different coach. because a coach should stretch you. A coach should pull you farther and farther and farther than you believe that you can be. Because you know what? Most of us that are on the cutting edge believed at one time that we couldn't do as much as we're doing. Many of us believed in those less than parts of us in the beginning. But when you continue to challenge yourself and you hire a coach and you keep looking at what the results are of your actions, and you go, wait a second, these are not the results that I want. What is it that I could be doing differently? Where am I playing small? Have you asked yourself that question today? Where am I playing small? Where am I playing small? And just follow what pops. Be willing to follow what pops. Here's something that came to my mind, because we're talking about risking it all. And when do people risk? You know, have you ever been in a very serious situation where someone's life was in danger? Have you ever been in that situation where their life was literally on the line and you stepped in, or somebody else stepped in and they did something miraculous? You know what? They had a fire inside of them that they allowed to come through. They weren't in their thinking mind because they didn't have any friggin' time to think. They had to take action. They had to move, right? And they allowed that fire to push them forward and to move them into action, whether it was like a mother picking up a vehicle to save their child, or a parent running across the street and pushing their child out of the way, right? Maybe it was running into a burning building. Maybe it was driving a car in a way that they never even knew they had within them, right? Those are when we are acting upon our inherent abilities, where we are more than we are willing to see on a day-to-day basis. Now, can you imagine if you took that fire and you allowed that fire to be part of you even 5% more tomorrow than you did any day before today? Can you imagine 5% more in your bank account, 5% more clients, 5% more creation, 5% more joy, 5% more pleasure? Seriously, what would your life be like tomorrow? Would you go to bed 5% happier? Would you wake up 5% more excited? Would you have 5% more lived of your life? Live full out, my friends. You got one chance to make this lifetime spectacular. Turn it up. Stop buying your pathetic. When you hear this in your head, when you hear yourself going into, well, I'm not sure, and I should look at this, and I better let it go. No, that voice is that pathetic, that victim. That is that, now, I want to keep you safe. I want you to be okay. No, you're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. You're a miracle walking in a human body that came here to have an experience. You didn't come this far to come this far. You came here to make a difference in the world in a way that only you can. Only you can. There's only one of you. Are you going to just go through your life and pass away, and people say, well, she was a nice person. Yeah, we really liked her. And then, a year goes by and people have forgotten about you? Or are you going to step up and leave a legacy? Leave a legacy that teaches other people to step up too and really be all of who they can be. Do you light a fire under your own self, or are you better at lighting a fire under others? Yeah, most of us, honestly, we can hold other people accountable, but not ourselves. And we can light a fire or be a cheerleader for somebody else to move forward and grow, but not ourselves. Smarten up. Be your own cheerleader. Be your own fire. Hold yourself accountable. Stop allowing yourself to buy the same excuses over and over and over. You know, if you step up and you risk it all and you do something at least once a week that you've never done before, right? You speak to somebody in a different way, you create something differently than you've ever done before, and you keep challenging yourself. Just imagine how amazing it'll be. And you know what? If you do it and you fall and it's a mess and it's a disaster, laugh, because you know what? This is your playground. This planet, this body that you are in is your playground for creating, and you have got the ability to do it all. If other people don't have your back, you damn well better have your back. This is about you. You came into this body, even if you're a twin or a triplet or whatever, you came in solo. This is about your journey. This is about what you do. This is not about other people and how they take care of you. No, this is about you. And you don't need to be taking care of other people. You need to show them, demonstrate what it's like to step up, demonstrate what it's like to be all that you can be. The greatest thing that you can do is to lead by example. So if people are watching you, what are they seeing? Are they seeing somebody that's pathetic, that, you know, does something amazing once in a blue moon? Or are they seeing somebody that goes, wow, look at them. Look what they continue to step into and continue to do and continue to do. Are they proud of themselves? Are you proud of yourself? You're the only person that should be proud of you. Do you know, when we say to our children, I'm proud of you, they keep looking to us the word just left my brain. They keep looking for us to acknowledge them and to give them the praise. And you know what? If they continue to do that, if we don't give them that praise, then they feel defeated. Stop doing that. Stop telling your children you're proud of them. Say to them, how is this making you feel? Oh my gosh, this is so cool. What was your experience like? What's next? Oh my God, you're doing amazing. Praise them. Don't tell them you're proud of them. Ask them, are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of what you've done? Let them learn to be proud of their accomplishment. And I'm not talking about being prideful. I'm not talking about being arrogant. I'm talking about really acknowledging the brilliance that you be and that you step into over and over and over again. Let me ask you this. Are you buying that you're pathetic? Do you buy your pathetic self? We all have one. How often do you buy your pathetic self? There is a difference between feeling pain and buying into our pathetic. You're smart enough, and if you're listening to this show, you know what I'm talking about. Do you step outside of you and listen to yourself? Do you watch your behaviors? And if you are in pain, if you are suffering, if you are struggling, what are you doing? Are you sitting in your pathetic pile of poo, or are you putting your hand up and asking for support? Are you asking for contributions for other people? You know what? Everybody has pain. Everybody struggles. You know what? When you are at the edge and you're struggling, that is when you can pull out the biggest change and the biggest fire. When you are struggling, when you are at the end and you need a miracle, that's when you step up. That's your running into the building fire moment. That's when you can change your world. You know, when you're comfortable, when things are going really, really well, you actually start to slack off. You need to have shit storms around you to step up. Well, what if you gave up that pattern and you just kept leaning in over and over and over again and challenging yourself? Are you creating a shitstorm so you will finally have your own back and step up and risk? Are you? Stop with being comfortable. Exactly as Karen says, comfort is dangerous. It is so dangerous. It is so dangerous. And it's about your experience of you. Are you buying into your incompetent self? I've never done this before, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. And what will people say? Who gives a shit? 100% of people are not thinking about you. It is such a crock of shit that we're worried about what people think of us. Do you know what? Yeah, that seeps into my brain again and again and again. And I go, I don't care. You know what? I have had friends leave. Bye. I have had lovers leave. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. I have had clients not connect with me. Okay. But that's not going to stop me. I am going to keep turning up me, and I'm going to keep showing up. And I have been on such an amazing creation journey over the past several weeks that I am just pumped to send it out to the world. I cannot wait. I've been creating a masterclass. I'm creating new levels within the Inspired Choices Network. We're going to be showing up. We're going to be creating even more. We're going to be having more fun. I'm risking it all. And I'm having a ball. All right, we are going to go to our last break of the show. This has been seriously a minute. This show has only lasted a minute for me. You are listening to Christine on the Inspired Choices show on the Inspired Choices Network, where we are stepping it up and risking it all. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh my gosh, I just had a comment in the chat room, and it's so true. Karen said, if you could come through the computer, you would. I swear to God, I would. This is on my mind, and this is in my heart so much about each and every one of us stepping it up. Step up and risk it all. Now here, I'm going to tell you why this is so critical. If you chose to come into a body, and we know you did because you're listening to me. Well, I mean, there might be people here that are not in bodies listening, and hi if you are. But if you chose to come into a body and you are here on planet Earth right now, I want to tell you how critical your role and how critical your actions are to every single solitary person here now and here in the future. So we are all connected. Every single solitary person on planet Earth, is connected. Okay. You are connected. You may not be connected to hundreds and millions of people in the world, but we are all connected. Every single person, everything is energy. Our first language is energy, and we are connected to everyone via energy. I want you to think of this as a very detailed matrix. Imagine, hold that picture in your mind. Okay. I want you to have that matrix in your mind. The choices that you are making are either based on what you came here to do and risk it all to create amazingness in this world, to have the most amazing experiences and to contribute, or the choices that you are making are pathetic. They're less than. They're just going along to get along. Or maybe you're doing absolutely nothing and you're just a lump on the log. Whatever they are, you are connected and contributing to all of those other people in the world. Now, here's something so critical. I want you to think about yourself first, and then we're going to talk about other people. When you step up and you be all that you can be, what you are creating and what you are contributing in the world connects to the next person and contributes to the next person, giving them the opportunity to step up and be all of them. And them stepping up and being all of them connects to more people, that inspires and contributes to them stepping up and being all of them. When you are not stepping up and being all of you and risking it all and stretching yourself, you are not, first of all, creating an amazing experience for yourself. You are also not fulfilling what is required in the world that you are connected to. You are a piece of the fabric that is creating an amazing world. You are you all by yourself. You came here to be a piece of the puzzle. You came here to be a piece of the puzzle. And if you're not being you, if you're not leaning into more and more and more of you, then you are not being that critical, needed piece of the puzzle. You see, you were chosen to come. You said yes. You chose your role. And now what? Now you get to decide. Am I going to have an amazing experience? Am I going to challenge myself to grow? And am I going to be a contributor to the world, to create this amazing world, to show others, to contribute to them so that they can contribute to the next, and so on and so on and so on? Or am I going to be a bump on the log? Am I going to buy into my pathetic? Am I just going to go along to get along? Come on, my friends. You can do this. You have choice. Make that inspired choice. Make that choice that is inside of you. To make an inspired choice is to be with spirit. And when you are with your spirit and you are truly connected in with the truth, you are going to be inspiring for others as well. Inspire yourself. Challenge yourself. Risk it all. Leave nothing undone. It doesn't matter how many times you have to try again and try again. It doesn't. It just means you're fine-tuning and you're fine-tuning and you're fine-tuning. Please know that nothing is a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that you are here in body. It's not a coincidence that you are on earth. It's not a coincidence that you have the desires that you have. All of that has been divinely designed. Are you going to pick it up and run with it? Step up. You can be and do everything you desire. If you desire it, know that the universe is waiting to work with you and to co-create this with you. If it's on your heart, it's available to you. It's all available to you, but you have to be the one that makes the choice. You have to be the one that takes the first step. My friends, I would love to hear from you. Please send me an email, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Next week, we'll be back with another dynamic show where we're going to be challenging you, inspiring you, and inviting you into choosing even greater. Listen, the world's oysters are all available. Step up to the plate. Choose. And remember, no matter what, you can always make another choice. So you're never truly failing. Take really good care of yourselves, my friends, and step it up. Let's do this. Mwah!
Thank
Bye
you for
now.
choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.